What's up, book bestinas? Get comfy, get cozy. It's time to chill. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Emily, and this is Book Bits and Chill, the podcast where we break down every chapter, thirst over fictional men, and never take ourselves too seriously.
Today, we are talking about Allie Hazelwood's problematic summer romance with a side of a special drink, a limoncello spritz, that was actually inspired by the book. Ciao, ciao, amore.
Molto bueno.
Made this...
Mi amore, pizzeria. Mozzarella.
Spoiler alert, the book is set in Italy. In southern Italy, in Sicily, to be exact. And we cannot wait to talk about this book because let me tell you, it had all the things that we love. It had an age gap. It had a best friend's brother. It had a hot, steamy romance in a beautiful country where they drink limoncello spritz. It had all the things. So we're very excited to get into it.
And like Cassie said, we are immediately transported to Italy by Allie Hazelwood. She's got us on a plane to Sicily for a brother's destination wedding. And you always know that's going to be a good start.
That's right. That's right. Things can just never go right at a destination wedding. That's a fact.
There's like, when you're at a destination wedding, there's always like that person where you're like, maybe I should rekindle this just because.
It's true. You're like, well, I have a spray tan and a passport, so maybe I should risk it all. Okay.
I'm sweating. My dress is sticking to me. I need to take it off anyways.
Might as well.
Exactly how our main character, Maya, feels in this book. Is that not right?
That's right. That is right. So we start the book with Maya being upset that she has to go to her older brother's wedding. And it's very quickly revealed that she's upset about this because of her older brother's best friend, Connor Harkness. Connor is Scottish, so if you listen to the audiobook like I did, you get to hear his sweet, sexy, sultry voice.
Oh, it is.
To you.
What is it about those Scottish accents? Like, if you watch Outlander, like, that show is actually so depressing, but I've never been hornier.
I've never been more sad and more turned on at the same time.
What is it about a PBS documentary that gets you so horny and so sad at the same time?
Who knows? But let me tell you, every time Connor said Maya's name, he'd be like, Maya, Maya. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Okay,
Maya's not
Connor.
gonna last longer than 5 minutes here. So anyway, she doesn't want to go to this wedding because her brother's best friend is there, who we very quickly learn is an old flame of hers.
Yes.
And this would normally be, you know, a little contentious, you know, dating your older brother's best friend. But it's extra contentious because the older brother's best friend is 15 years older than Maya. Maya is 23 and Connor is, I can't do the math on that, but he's old.
38.
He's older. He's 38.
He's pushing 40. And you know when you have your 40th birthday and they give you all the gravestone decorations? That's Connor. He's halfway in the grave.
Connor is literally staring down a graveyard party.
You get the vibe that he's like very fit. He definitely has a hairy chest.
He looks good. He's like salt and pepper, but like he goes to the gym. He keeps it cut, which we love out of a man who's facing down 40.
And you're kind of confused when the book starts because you're like, how does nobody know about this? How did they have a secret romance? And then you start getting these flashback chapters. So it bounces back and forth between present and past day. And you learn that they had this like sort of accidental secret meetup when she was in grad school in Scotland. In, what was the city called?
Oh, God.
Edinburgh. Edinburgh. When she was in Edinburgh as a grad student, he accidentally ends up there and things spark immediately. Is it a he fell first? We don't know.
I think that he fell first personally because he had more time to marinate on the fact that he might be attracted to her. Is what my belief is. He had 15 years ahead of her. Like, he knows. He knows what's up. But I think that she didn't know for a little bit.
Oh, I don't know, because there's something important to note here. Connor is also the head of a rapidly growing global tech company and is pushing maybe billions of dollars.
Maybe. We haven't seen his bank checks, but he's rich, is all we can say.
So did Maya fall first because she saw the dollar signs? We don't know. We don't know.
No, because she was very much, which I feel like in these age gap romances is kind of the hot topic of like the power dynamic and the power struggle between the older person and the younger person. And I think typically too in these types of stories, the older person obviously is more financially stable than the younger person.
Right.
But Maya made it fairly clear from the beginning that she's like, I don't need you for your money. Like, I have my own money. I am financially dependent on no one. Like, we are good here.
Right.
So I don't even know that the money played a role in it, to be honest.
So when we flash back to present day, Connor, you get the sense that there was a issue where he thought that he had power over her because of the money, because of the age, and he was uncomfortable with that and maybe ended the romance because of that. And you get the sense from... Definitely did. And then you get the sense from Maya that she never got over him and she did not have similar feelings and kind of is playing the like... not like the therapist to him, like trying to break down the cement wall so that they can finally be together. So she's not exactly playing hard to get in this story.
No, she's not, which I love because I feel like for these women in STEM, it's like they're very smart gals. Like they're very, I feel like, used to being like probably the smartest person in the room, but also probably not taken as seriously. And so I feel like because she was already kind of used to that, she was like, no, fuck that. Like, I am going to demand this man's respect no matter what. And she was actually way more emotionally mature, I felt, than he was. Like, throughout the book,
100%.
I was like, she kind of gets it. Like, she gets it in a way that he really doesn't at all. So 100%. I really appreciated that from her, too, where, like, she wasn't in, like, hot pursuit of him as, like, a child. Like, I felt like she was more his equal and was just telling it like it was, and he was kind of in denial the majority of the time.
100%. So we're transported back to Italy, and we're at this villa where all the close family and friends are. Yeah. And you meet the all-star cast of side characters. It was a great set of side characters because
it was.
All of the women were like badass, successful people, and the men we could have done without.
They're all brilliant. Yeah, they're like super geniuses, every one of them. One of them's like a high-powered lawyer at like 28. The other one's like a super genius biotech executive.
Entrepreneur.
It's like all of these women were just like on another level. And then to your point, it's like there's just these men kind of floating around them the entire time, which we love to read about, honestly.
We love to read about that. So we get to Italy, and Maya's trying to get through Connor's cement wall, like I said, and he is not giving in. But along the way, he slips up. He does slip
Big
up,
time.
and we get some steamy moments. And something that's interesting about the steamy moments in this book...
I already know what you're about to bring up.
Something that's interesting about the steamy moments in this book is that for 90% of them, Connor refuses to have Maya reciprocate. That's how I'd like to say that. Maya. He refuses to have Moya reciprocate, okay? And this is what I mean by that. Should I just say it straight out?
Just say it. Just be out with that.
So, the first meeting they get is that he basically has her, like, ride on his thigh, rubbing her clitoris on his heavily muscled thigh until she reaches her little death. And then she tries to give it back to him, and he's like, no. And then we start getting to the present day in Italy, and they have a couple of hookups where, again, he gets her off, and then she's like, let me do you a favor. And he's like, oh, while you were getting off, I actually ejaculated in my pants.
Okay, I have two things to say about that. The first thing is that Emily was so freaked out by the thigh scene. say that I feel like in almost every romance, that's a thing. Like within one of their first hookups, the guy's like, I like inched my thigh up there and she like got some friction on it. Like I feel like that's a big, consistent thing. And I feel like them doing that was not weird, that she like orgasmed off of his thigh.
No, it's not that, because I cannot even disagree that I have, you know, a little dry hump like over the pants, whatever. I'm not arguing that I haven't done that a time or two, but it's that she wouldn't let him reciprocate, or he wouldn't reciprocate.
Right, so that's my other thing that I was going to get to, is that like I know that the power dynamic thing was not really there in terms of like financial things, like maybe even emotional thing, like whatever, but I do feel like him doing that was a weird enforcement of power, if that makes sense, where like he was like, no, which, you know, he needs to consent to that stuff happening to him, of course, but like it's just bizarre that he would withhold these things and like only allow himself to like give her pleasure and like only allow her to get that. Like I don't know, it just felt like this weird level of like control that he was trying to impart on their relationship.
But in his head, he was doing the opposite. He thought he was like not abusing their age gap by only getting her off and not himself off.
Connor, you're lying to yourself. You're a little delusional, but we still love you.
Take us back to the wedding, Cass.
Okay, so we're back at the wedding. I don't even know what part of the wedding we're at, honestly.
Actually,
but anyways,
you know what? You know what? Take us back, Cass. Take us back to Austin, Texas, where they usually reside, where they're talking on the phone.
They're all from Austin, basically. Other than Connor, he moved to Austin to start his little tech startup, and essentially like we go back and forth between Italy and flashbacks the entire time, and essentially these flashbacks show Maya and Connor getting much closer. Maya decides to move back to Austin because her brother's there. She wants to be closer to Connor, of course, like all the things. I don't know if we mentioned that Maya, her parents, her and Eli, her brother's parents, died in a car accident when Maya was super young. So Eli actually had to take care of her and like basically acted as her like de facto father. And so that adds like a whole nother relationship dynamic that we don't need to get into. But anyways,
we don't need to get into her parents'
death. Honestly, they didn't really, Allie didn't get into it that much in the book.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
It was really like my parents died and Eli's basically my dad, and that's it. So they go back and forth between these flashbacks and Italy, and the flashbacks just basically have Maya and Connor like getting closer as like air quotes friends, even though Maya knows that she has feelings for him that he just like will not reciprocate. And then when we're in Italy at the villa, they're essentially like trying to act like they're just friends, like nothing's going on, whatever, but they both know what's happening here. So essentially the wedding ends up getting plagued by a series of unfortunate events. Mount Etna, which is like right next to where they're at, ends up exploding. No one can travel in, you know, the typical destination wedding ordeals. And they essentially just end up saying like, fuck it. And Eli and his now wife, her name's Rue, decide to just get married in like a very private ceremony in like a garden where Maya's there, Connor's there, and that's it. There's no other guests there. And so after that, Maya and Connor essentially decide that they are going to cultivate their relationship and see where it's going and all of that good stuff. So that's essentially how we like start to wrap up the book. I will say the end of the book started to drag on a little bit, where I was like, okay, we kind of get it.
It was a soft close.
It was the soft close. Maya and Connor essentially like end up in a very serious relationship. Connor, at one point when they're getting intimate, tells her that one of his fantasies is to put a baby in her. Which
Why? Why did he try to give us a momentary pregnancy trope?
He's staring down 40. He's like, listen, I'm about to have a gravestone party. I need to put a baby in you.
Why are all men in their 30s dying to impregnate?
They're desperate. They are
literally
desperate.
They want to prove that they can like procreate.
I feel like it's a weird carnal thing that like their brain chemistry starts to change and they're like, we gotta procreate. Like we gotta
I have
put
to spread my
babies out
seed.
there. It's honestly scary if I'm being real here.
It's so scary.
It's an epidemic.
And so, honestly, I will say it's a very soft close. Like they just end up together happily ever
They
after.
end up in a sweet relationship.
Yeah.
It's very sweet, I will say. I liked their romance a lot.
But what is so good along the way is like really like the setup of the like Italian vacation, like the villa they're all staying in with like the Italian woman making them Italian delicacies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Lucrezia. And then like they go to a pasta making class and they're at the beach swimming in the Mediterranean, and like it's like if you don't transport me there in 2.5 seconds, this may be the death of me.
I literally was just hearing volare.
Whoa,
tired.
Oh, literally, put on the Dean Martin. Get me a first class ticket to Sicily. I need to be in this location.
Pronto. That is something that Allie does so well. Like she sets a stage and a plot, and like she builds these worlds just very, very well. Like I think she does so well with like the character development and obviously like the development of the romance. But every book that I've read of her, like she just puts you so squarely in where these people are, and you can just like feel it so deeply. It's very impressive. I feel like you don't often get that with a romance book, and I was very impressed with her ability to do that here.
I was so impressed at like how this was my first Allie Hazelwood. Did I forget to say that?
Oh my. Baby's first Allie Hazelwood.
I didn't read Deep End because Cassie scared me about the anal trope.
Is that a trope?
So,
I don't know that that's a trope.
This was my first Allie Hazelwood, and I was like so impressed at how she like got me to buy into the relationship with all the flashbacks and the romance building and the love connection. Like I was like, if these two don't end up together, this book's being burned, because I was so invested.
And I will say, she's very good at moving the plot along in a way that like keeps you going, you know, that like keeps you know how a lot of times in these romance books there's like the third act breakup, there's the weird like lull in the middle where they have like some stupid tension where you're like, this shouldn't happen here. Like I feel like she does a good job of not really doing that and just like keeping the plot moving. So like even though it was a soft ending, I kind of really preferred that to what we typically get in books like this, because I normally I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. Like I can skip this part.
Yeah. I didn't need to see her crying on a 15-hour flight back to Austin. Like, and then for them to like ultimately end up together at the end.
You know what else I love? How she writes some men, because the men in this book were very diverse.
Yeah.
They had range.
I really want to talk about the men, and I kind of want to do like a little like rating of them, if that's okay.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
I mean, let's talk our big boy, Connor Harkness. Like, if you were to compare him to like other ones of our like favorite MMCs, like how were you feeling about him? Like compared to like an Emily Henry MMC?
Ooh, that's hard because he was older. Like, I feel like the fact that he was, like, an older man just, like, gave him this edge to me that I don't normally get. And, like, having read her, like, a couple of her other books, like, I don't know. I feel like he was my favorite MMC out of her books, I will say.
Okay.
But versus Emily Henry, I don't know. I can't do it. That's so hard.
I do think that the comparison is tough. Like, they're very similar, but I don't know if it was because she used the accent, and you have to listen to the audiobook to even get the accent fully. Moya. But, like, there was something about him, like, I could very much visualize exactly what this man looked like, and it wasn't even like a fan cast visualization. Like, I made up my own person. And
I actually had a fan cast for him that was like way too old, but it was still a fan cast.
Oh my god, let's get into that later. I cannot handle that. when I'm trying to break down my favorite MMC, okay?
Okay. Continue.
But I was like, borderline, is this book boyfriend material? Like, best book boyfriend of 2025?
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like finding his attitude and his age and his salt and pepper and the fact that he came from like a rich family so attractive.
Yeah, that's for sure attractive. I did love how big of an asshole he was. Like, I did really appreciate that. Because, I love an asshole on the outside who's, like, soft on the inside.
Yeah.
I love that. And so that really got me. I think what I was struggling with, though, was how much more emotionally mature Maya was than he was, if that makes sense. Like,
but I think that was on purpose.
Why?
Why? Because she was supposed to be like, it was supposed to make the age gap not weird because like he was still kind of finding who he was outside of who his rich family is, and she already knew who she was, and she was bringing Connor into his own, so it made the age gap less weird.
I guess, I don't know. I just, like, I think I give the guys in normal romance novels that are, like, in their 20s, early 30s, whatever, a pass because it's, like, they're still kind of growing up. They're still kind of figuring their shit out. But he's older. And I'm like, you're supposed to be wiser, Connor. You're supposed to have dealt with your traumas. You're supposed to have gone to therapy by now.
To be honest, he never went to therapy in this book, right? Like, by the end, he never went to a therapist.
I think his therapy was just accepting that he was in love with a 23-year-old, and that was it.
True. Okay, so you and I never read Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, but that was actually the first book in this series, and it was about Eli and Rue, who are ultimately getting married at this Italian wedding.
Yes, yeah.
So this was our first time meeting Eli, so what did you think about him?
I loved Eli. Even though I think a guy like Eli would probably kind of piss me off in real life. Like, he was such a, like, simp for Rue.
He was
like,
such a simp. There's no other word to use.
Like, it was one of those things where Rue said jump and he would say how high. And, like, but then with everyone else, like, he was, like, kind of a tinge of an asshole. But, like, the second he was around Rue, he's like, oh, whatever you want, whenever you want. And, like, Rue's this woman with, like, social anxiety. Like, she has a lot of things going on, whatever. And I feel like he was just, like, so weirdly coddling her all the time in a way that I didn't actually feel like she needed.
Right.
Or maybe she did. I don't know. But I
don't know because
we
we didn't read Love Theoretically, so we don't know. But she was like, he was like overcompensating. Like she had to eat on her own. Like she had to eat by herself to like be able to eat. And he was like, make sure Rue gets some time alone to eat. And then like when things started going wrong with the wedding, like her wedding dress gets like sent to the wrong person, he's like, I'm the one that's responsible for figuring this out.
Yeah, it's like, Eli, no, you're not. Okay. Like, you have a lot of other things going on. But, like, I also appreciate the fact that, like, which is why during the wedding scene I actually teared up, which is shocking. But there was just this moment where they were talking about the fact that they, like, just know each other so well and they accept each other for who they are and, like, they wouldn't change the other person. And I feel like that is a part of why Eli is like that, where, like, he probably knows that he has to overcompensate in certain ways.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Rue appreciates that. Like, I don't know for me as my personality that I would need that, which is probably why it would piss me off. But, like, I feel like for someone like Rue, she's like, I actually, like, need someone like this that's, like, kind of overbearing and, like, ready to step in at a moment's notice.
I won't deny that it was cute. Like, they were cute together. I liked their energy.
They're very cute.
But I think we've all experienced this in life, like, where you get that friend who gets in a relationship and then it's like sayonara. They're codependent with each other. Yeah. Like, you never get that, like, same friend back again. And that's how I was kind of feeling about them.
That's actually such a good point. Like, they would be those friends where it's like you're never seeing them other than with each other.
Yeah, are they Rue and Eli?
Like, yeah.
They're Rue and Eli. They're not Rue and Eli. They're Rue and Eli. Like, it's like, Come on, guys.
Relay.
Relay.
I actually totally agree with that. I don't love that. Like, that's not my kind of relationship. Like, I really liked Connor and Maya's romance because they were very much their own people coming together. Like, I don't feel like they were like reliant on each other in that way. But I can understand for Eli and Rue, like, they clearly had a lot going on that we would probably know about if we read Love Theoretically, that like the other person was kind of overcompensating for, which is, you know,
we
what happens.
Read the first book of the series before the second book of the series, we maybe would feel more for Eli.
Maybe. But I did love Eli for the fact that he took over being a dad for his young teen sister. Like, that, for me, I feel like just gave him a hall pass for how he was with Rue. Which, honestly, like, probably went into it a little bit, you know? Like, he, from a young age, had to take care of his sister and, like, raise her and whatever. And then he ends up in a relationship with someone who, you know, is fantastic, but it's like she has this social anxiety, she has these things going on, and, like, maybe his first instinct is truly, like, I need to support her, I need to protect her, I need to whatever. And so that could also be a big part of it, which I feel like I can empathize with because of his history and his backstory.
Yeah, it's almost like a daddy trope.
Zaddy trope. Is that a trope?
Okay. Daddy trope. Yes, I read a book one time where, like, this dad and his son's ex-girlfriend started dating. It's called Birthday Girl. First of all, scary title. And
why would you read that book?
I went through a heavy erotica phase. Heavy.
Birthday Girl.
Birthday Girl. And it's the son's ex-girlfriend who's like freshly 18 gets with his dad and she gets pregnant. And that is called a daddy trope.
Oh no.
Daddy trope.
That's scary. I don't want that trope, if I'm being honest with you.
No. It's a bad trope.
No.
So, there's another guy...
What's next to the daddy trope?
There's another guy
There are multiple other guys, guys.
There's one specifically I want to talk about because he's, like, very briefly mentioned, but they try to give, like, a little side love interest to Maya with this guy named Paul.
Yes, which I was like, why are we even talking about Paul? Like,
Paul sucks!
Paul's so annoying. He should not even be at this wedding. Like, why was he invited? Like, why is he in the bridal party villa?
I don't even know his relationship.
He's literally the brother. He's the brother of the hockey player that's friends with Eli. It's like, why?
Oh, like he got a +1?
I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I didn't agree with Paul's character, if I'm being honest here. Like, I don't think he should have been included.
So Paul's a wedding guest, and he tries to, like, slip it to Maya a little bit, like, tries to flirt with her, and it lasts, like, maybe a couple chapters, and Maya's like, why are you trying to flirt with me when this hunk of a Scottish man is literally letting me get off while he ejaculates in his pants?
Don't you see that I'm literally in the middle of a daddy trope right now, Paul? Like, go find something else to do.
I am busy, Paul.
I'm so busy with this 38-year-old.
Paul gave me nothing.
Get out of here.
Paul is
nothing.
Every male coworker I've ever had in a corporate environment is Paul.
Yeah, named like Jim. Like, we don't need you. And that's the thing too, is that all of the side character women were amazing, so pronounced, like had their own personalities, loved them. But then all the side characters that were men, I was like, could do without. Like, you don't need to be here. It's like, really, we only need Connor and Eli, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've established that the side character men are not even worth talking about, let's talk about Connor and Eli specifically and actually discuss if they are men that we would actually be into in real life or not, because I have some real-time thoughts here.
Yeah.
I feel like I've already teed it up for Eli. I probably would not be into him in real life. Like, I feel like a lot of his simping was, like, just too much for me. However, Connor... You're dang on him not allowing his own finishing up. I kind of was into that. I was like, you know
Shut
what?
up!
Yeah, Connor.
What were you into about that, Cassie? What were you into about a man not finishing while she's getting off?
Maya had like literally 12 orgasms and like had a great night of sleep. It's like, what am I supposed to complain about here? I'm sorry.
But she was
the problem?
Begging for penetration and he wouldn't give it to her. He was like withholding it from her.
She's like 23. She doesn't understand. She's like, oh my God, I need to like reciprocate here. And it's like, Maya, no, you don't, realistically.
That's true. That's true. There was a point where she was like, specifically when she was very young and she was doing the leg humping, she was like, well, I want to give you like a blowjob. And he's like, you don't just have to like give a blowjob. And that is fair. Right. You don't just have to give a blowjob.
I just don't think that there's anything wrong with the fact that there's a man that wants to give and not always receive.
What about the fact, though, that, like, there was this scene in the cave where he's, like, going down on her and she orgasms and then she's like, let me reciprocate, and he's like, I already finished in my pants.
Honestly, great.
No, Cassie. No, you're in real life on an Italian hot, sweaty vacation, and you're hooking up with a man, and you're expecting a 3-hour love session, and he's like, I ejaculated in my pants in the 5 minutes I was going down on you?
I mean, it's not the worst thing. Is it my preference? No. Is it a full stopper of the relationship? Absolutely not.
I was incredibly worried about his stamina once that happened. Like, when they finally got in bed, it had to have lasted 20 seconds.
Okay, that's the thing that wasn't fully addressed in this book that I'm so interested in is, like, what was his stamina? Like, how far could he go? Like, how quickly could he pick it back up? Like, we're talking 23 to 38. Like, that is a big... When you're pushing 40, like, there's you get tired. Maybe your muscles are aching. Maybe your knees hurt a little bit.
So, all I'm saying is that he also said, so they had this past hookup when she was in grad school in Edinburgh, and he says in the 3.5 years since that he never hooked up with anybody. This man is ready to go, and he is going to take off in seconds.
He was having fantasies about putting a baby in her. Like, this man was ready from day one. He's ready to lock it down.
Does all he care about is a quick ejaculation? I need Allie to answer this herself. I need Allie to answer this herself.
Please come into the chat. Either way, beyond the actual, like, sexual stuff with them, I did love the way that Connor showed up in their relationship, also beyond the fact that, like, he clearly had some emotional challenges. But I feel like, you know, the things with Eli being like, oh, he was doing these things in the background that, like, you didn't even know about, or he was, like, supporting you here, or he was talking about you here, like, all of those things where he was just, I feel like he was loving her in this way that was just very, like, he was paying attention to her, like, he was caring for her, like, it was just, I don't know, it felt really nice and, like, something that I would appreciate as well. And also, it's not a bad thing that he has a lot of money.
Said that he has a lot of money, but he also, it was, like, shown that, like, his friends didn't know certain things about him, but she knew certain things about him, and, like, he opened up about his personal life to her, but, like, nobody else, so you knew it was real.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I feel like he like, opened up this level of emotional intimacy in their relationship that I really appreciated, because it's like you could tell that he is not someone who is just easily opening up to people, but the fact that he was just able to, like, sit there and be really open and honest and direct with her always, like, I loved that. I was like, that's a good foundation for a good relationship.
Yeah, they're gonna stay married for sure, not gonna get divorced.
Okay, here's the other thing we need to talk about in terms of real or not. The fact that these people were all literally stunning, smart, like brilliant smart, like 1% of like insane smart, off the charts, had so much money.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here? I don't understand.
So, 3 of the characters, Connor, Eli, and what was the girl's name? Oh, I can't remember.
Avery?
No, she worked for them, but the one that Connor used to be...
It was like a unique name. I actually can't remember it.
So there was like 3 people that started this like super successful tech company together. Then there's a professional hockey player there. There's a woman that like is a law firm executive. Like literally Maya is getting like offers from Harvard and like other places to be like some super STEM genius. And I don't know. I do not know, like, if that was realistic. Like, is that really, like, you're not going to throw, like, a teacher in there or, like, somebody that does DoorDash?
Yeah. Somebody who's an Amazon delivery person, I don't know.
Like, one guest. One.
One single guest. I mean, even the, like, professional hockey player. I'm like, why is there a person in professional sports here? Like, what's going on?
Like, do any of us know even a single person in professional sports? 0.
Not one. Not one. And let me tell you, I don't know one person who owns a biotech startup. I don't know one person who does like scientific research for Harvard.
I don't know I don't
know
these people. Like,
I don't know a lawyer. Like, I actually do know a lawyer. That was a lie.
What circle are these people running in? And also,
where are you?
Would you have been as into the story and the character lines if they all weren't rich and famous?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so either. I think that added like an element of like, ooh, ah.
But it also added the element of like them all being able to go to southern Italy. Like not even just Sicily, but like in, what was it, Tarmonia, where it's like you have
Taormina. It was
Taormina.
It was where the third season of, the second season of White Lotus was at, Taormina.
Yeah, so it's like you have to fly into this regional airport in Italy from the U.S. Like they're all coming from Austin or something. And then they have to like, I think they had to drive a certain amount from the airport to get to the villa. And then they're staying in this beautiful villa that's like completely remote. And then they have all of these activities going on throughout the week. And then the wedding just doesn't happen. The wedding just literally, they just have this private, intimate ceremony and they come home and they're like, oh yeah, we did this, and everyone's like, okay, like what?
Because they're so rich, they don't care. And that was one of my questions is like, if you were a wedding guest at a destination wedding and you woke up one morning and they're like, actually the wedding's off, we eloped and none of you saw it, would you be pissed?
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, how dare you?
So mad.
How dare you do this to me on your big day?
I know it would be selfish, but I would be so mad. I just traveled here and stayed here for a week for your wedding to celebrate you, and you're telling me we didn't get to lay our eyes on it?
Well, and they all got, like, food poisoning at one point. Like, you're telling me that I threw up the entire contents of my stomach for a day, recovered, came back, did all of your wedding activities, whatever, and then I didn't even get to see you get married.
100%. And that is only
a beautiful ceremony.
Something only rich people would be okay with. 100%.
Yeah, they're like, okay, fine. Guess we're going to go out on our jet ski.
Also, their food poisoning was kind of crazy. So what happens is that the hockey player, like, finds some local liqueur, a local limoncello, arancello, and he gives it to everybody, and they all get sick from it, and it's supposedly, like, food poisoning from, like, botulism or something, and they're only sick for, like, 4 hours.
They were sick for, like, overnight, and then it was
overnight, whatever. Me and Cassie had food poisoning this winter from the same restaurant, and we were down for 5 days. We were
down bad.
5 days we could not even eat a Ritz cracker. And these people are recovering from food poisoning overnight and then going to a pasta making class. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either. Honestly, as a 30-something who was just taken down 6 months ago by food poisoning, it's just not possible. Like, there's no way that the ocean breeze brought them back that quickly. There's absolutely no way.
You can tell Allie Hazelwood's never had food poisoning. She has nothing to base this off of, because
you can tell that Allie Hazelwood does not have leaky gut, okay?
Yeah. I've had food poisoning from a Subway twice. 2 different Subways, 2 different states, and that is not how I recover.
The fact that she even went back to the Subway the second time is what's shocking about this.
Different state.
Different state.
Okay, so we already kind of talked about this, but would this plot work if they were not rich or hot? I think that we agreed a big no.
It would not work. People would be too stressed about money if they were regular people. Like, people would be like, how are we splitting up the villa? How are we splitting up the dinners? How are we splitting up the activities that we're doing? Like, there's no way that you could send this group of people to this beautiful Italian villa in southern Italy and have them be working normal jobs.
And they didn't even have to split the villa because Connor's family owned the villa.
Right, that's true. Literally, Lucrezia was on Connor's pay stubs.
Payroll.
Like, payroll. Like, that just was, I don't know. I just think, I'm, like, thinking about the weddings that we've been to, and, like, if we were to do this, I think people would be more stressed than the people were in this.
We would be pinching pennies, PP.
We would have had a splitwise set up. Like, we would have had the whole thing, okay? And, like, these people are literally on this vacation, not a care in the world. They're getting bit by a jellyfish. It's like, whatever. Like, they're eating gelato 2 to 3 gallons at a time. It's like, whatever. It's like, we would...
And so I do think,
if we were on this vacation, we would be stressed a little bit.
And I do think that's where maybe, this is my first Allie Hazelwood book, but maybe where she loses me versus, like, Emily Henry. Like, I do think Emily Henry's, like, character lines are, like, a little more realistic. Like, this was a really cute, fun, like, escapism read, but that is not our life. We are not the Duchess of Terramina. Duchess.
No, we are not the Duchess of Terramina. I agree. But I kind of like that every once in a while, the, like, non-realism in contemporary romance, because I think sometimes it's like we're trying too hard to make these books seem so realistic and, like, so close to something that any of us would be able to experience. And sometimes it's like, I just want to read something that is just fun, that could literally never happen to me, and then I close it, and then that's it, you know? Like, I'm not thinking about anything afterwards.
That's true. Like, is that why we all love romantasy so much? Because it could never happen to us. Like, we're never going to be a fae with wings, with fangs. We're never going to be in the Hunger Games. Like, and that's why we love it so much, because we can escape.
We're never going to be with a 6'7" man with a perfect body who simultaneously is obsessed with us, who also, like, kills people on the side. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
And unfortunately, we already know we haven't been partnered with people in life that are tech startup billionaires that also have a villa in Italy that will fly us on their private jet there.
Also, the reality is I was, like, straight B's in science and math, so, like, I wouldn't be a woman in STEM.
The reality is I did not even get an academic scholarship to my state university. So Allie Hazelwood gave us some good escapism, but that is not real.
I am interested, though, if people feel that way about contemporary romance or not. Like, if they're more in the camp of, I want this to be super realistic because I just want to be able to, like, put myself in this romance, put myself in this world, whatever. Or if people want the, like, this could literally never happen to me, and there's no chance that I would be with this person or in this relationship, and I love it because it's, like, allowing me to escape from real life.
I'm also very curious about that, because I'm leaning towards the escapism part, because I think that, like, even with the Emily Henry books, even though the storylines are more realistic, like, she goes to these very cutesy towns, like these towns where you're like, oh, what an idyllic location. And most of us are living in suburbia.
Suburbia.
Moya. Suburbia.
Moya.
I think we're doing Australian accents for Scottish, so we're really apologize.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we're at on the accent spectrum if we're but I agree. I think I like it like being further away from reality, because I also feel like sometimes when I read a very close to real life like literary fiction book or a contemporary romance or whatever, like it makes me think too much. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want that. Don't give me that.
Fair. There's
I
a
don't
reason
want to think about this.
There's a reason we ripped through this book in about 2 days, because we didn't have to think about anything. 100%.
We didn't have to think about one thing.
Should
we rate this book?
Yes, I was just about to say the same thing. Let's give it a rating.
Okay, so we know what we rate books on now because we've done this a few times. So let's start with spice.
Yeah, and
I feel like we should rate this not just on like stars, but actually really conceptualize it within the category. So for spice, from black pepper to like hot sauce, what would you rate it?
Have you guys ever seen that like hot wing YouTube channel? What is it called? The Hot Ones, where they eat the wings from like 1 to 10, and the 10th one is like so hot. I love this. Yeah. Okay. So, black pepper to hot sauce, I would give it like, fresh jalapeno.
Oh, I like
that.
Not
pickled jalapeno, fresh jalapeno. Like,
fresh.
Very, like, you could tolerate it, but it had some spice to it. Like, maybe you don't want to be, like, in public when you eat that, because you might be, like, fanning your mouth.
Are the seeds in the jalapeno?
No.
No, they're out.
No, they're out.
It's a seedless, fresh jalapeno for you.
Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, so what is yours?
I do know. Ooh, I think that I would probably agree, but I would go seeds in the jalapeno, honestly.
What makes you give it a little extra spice?
There was a lot of, obviously, like, build-up at the beginning. There was a lot of Connor holding himself back, as we've established. But then the second that he did not hold himself back and he was like, this is happening, like, it got hot up in there, honestly. Yeah. They were having some, like, marathons. They were doing their thing. She was able to keep up because she was 23. He was somehow able to keep up as a 38-year-old. Like, I don't know. It wasn't like a closed door thing to me, which is what would make it jalapeno without seeds. And I'm saying that as someone who literally cannot handle any sort of spice, like even black pepper. And I think that I could handle like a margarita with jalapenos in it that didn't have seeds.
So you know what? I will give you this final rating. I think that it's the jalapeno in a margarita at a restaurant, if you're not sure if it has seeds or no seeds, until you take the first sip.
Okay, that's good. With a tahini rib.
Yes. Okay, so if you were to rate the romance of this book from cute to I'm rethinking if my current partner is my soulmate, what would you rate it?
Ooh. Oh, I think... Oh, this is hard because I loved this man. But I do think since it was so unrealistic to me, like so out of my range, I thought that the romance was something that like made my heart feel full, if that makes sense.
Ooh,
like I loved that they both obviously came together at the end. It wasn't rushed. Like, you feel like there was like a payoff for all the work that they put in. They both kind of grew as a function of being with each other and being friends with each other. Like, it just like really, like, it tugged on my heartstrings, but it wasn't something where I was like, it wasn't something where I was like, I need to literally look at my marriage and like reassess everything.
True, but it was for me one of those things where like I knew I wasn't questioning my soulmate experience with my current partner, but I was like looking at him like, why don't you build bookshelves when I'm out of the house, because you know that's what I want.
Why don't you have salt and pepper hair?
Yeah. I was like, to my bald boyfriend, I was like, why don't you get a salt and pepper wig? So,
I
like,
get that, though.
I
feel that way about every
relationship.
romance that I read. Like, even like a romantasy, I'm like, oh, he did this thing. Why would my husband not do that? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel that way about every romance. So, I have to like temper my rating there.
Earlier in our podcast, we read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and Hayden, MMC, in that book, like, didn't do anything I needed my current partner to do. And so, like, Connor was actually, like, okay, like, giving me something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's a good point. I totally agree with that. Like, he was, like, doing things that were, like, surprising. He was bringing new parts of himself to the relationship that we didn't see in other relationships, or, like, even with him as an individual. So, yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I loved it, though. It was a good romance. I liked it a lot.
So, I was just about to say, what did you think about, like, the plot in general, though?
I loved the plot. I think the plot is what we were saying, where it's like, it's something that is so, like, a destination wedding is something that literally everyone has been to, and so that part is not novel. What is novel is the fact that it's like all of these beautiful, smart people who are insanely rich on this trip together, where, like, things go wrong left and right, but then they just, like, make the best of it, and, like, no one's stressed out.
So give it.
So, like, I kind of loved that.
I think this one you have to give an actual star rating. Like, what would you give the plot?
I think I would give the plot probably like a 3.75.
Really?
Yeah, like, I think that it was unique enough. Like, again, the destination wedding is not unique. That has obviously been done. But I think the way that she went about the destination wedding, the way that she did the flashbacks to like their building relationship, like, she also connected it to Deep End as well. Like, do you remember Lucas and Scarlett?
No, I didn't read the anal romance.
Okay, you know the guy that she, like, pretend flirts with, and then she, like, gets his number, and she's, like, texting him?
Yeah.
That is Lucas from Deep End.
What?
Yeah. And the girlfriend that he's with is Scarlett, which is the FMC from that book. Yeah.
No way!
Yeah. So, like, I liked that. I like how she integrated her other books into it.
Oh, I like that.
I loved the setting, being in Italy. Like, I loved that he was on vacation. Like, I don't know. I just thought she very uniquely played on these, like, kind of standard things and made it into a really good story.
That's why I'm giving it a 4.3 stars in plot, because it was dreamy. Destination wedding. Yeah, dreamy destination wedding, connecting all the characters from other stories. You have the, like, flashbacks to the previous feelings and the future feelings. And I felt like the plot was 100% there.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Honestly, did I just give it 5 stars?
I think you just gave it 5.
I said 100%.
4.3 to 5. We're all
100%. Like, the plot was it. The plot was it. Allie Hazelwood, congratulations. The plot was it.
The plot and the romance, I think, just, like, really did it. Which, speaking of... Okay, I know that we are easy criers, so maybe we're not always the best judges on this, but what would you say for cry factor? Like, between you welled up, you got, like, like, your nose was stinging, and you had, like, tears ejecting out of your eyeballs, what would you say?
I welled up, like, my waterline was full of tears, like you would see in a little cartoon, but none of them ever fell down my cheeks. And I only welled up at... Rue and Eli's, like, elopement. I never welled up at anything else.
Yeah, I totally agree. It wasn't really a, like, cry factor book. Like there was like there were cute things, there were happy things, there were certain sad things, but like she never really went into the parents dying. Like we like kind of caught like tidbits about Connor's family being like messed up, but that was it. It's like there wasn't anything where it was just fully pulling tears out of me other than that wedding scene. Like it was just so it was so heartfelt, and again, it's like you could just feel this like evolution of Eli and Rue's relationship that we knew nothing about before, like coming to a head, and I just loved that. I thought it was so sweet.
I do think that maybe we need to go read Love Theoretically if that was the
potentially
scene that was making us well up. We need some background. Now we need some background.
Even though we
into
said
the
we hate the
fanfic.
way that Eli is as a boyfriend, it's fine.
Now that we know it's fanfic and he was the only scene that was making us well up, we need to go back and read Love Theoretically.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, so with this, and I already know your answer and I know my answer, what is the readability of this novella?
I think it was very readable. I feel like you could literally sit down and read this book in 24 hours. Like, if you were on a beach vacation or where you were sitting by a pool or you're just bored on a weekend, whatever, like, I think you could easily read this book in one day, no problem, and have
a pool
no issues
vacation.
With it.
Oh
and
my god! If you were at a pool and you had this book and a pina colada with a rum floater, like that's the best life you've ever lived.
Sign me up. Literally
sign me up.
Reading about Connor Harkness with a pina colada and a rum floater.
And a brown sugar rim? Sign me up. Sign me up. Literally?
I totally agree.
The readability of this was off the charts.
Off the charts. I plowed through it, and I loved every second of it, honestly. Like, I had a great time with this book. Was a literary masterpiece? Probably not, but, like, it was so fun to read, and I genuinely really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the characters. Like, I was laughing out loud a lot of the time. Like, I feel like in an age gap romance, too, you probably run the risk of the younger person feeling, like, annoying or juvenile or whatever.
Childish.
And I never felt that way about Maya. Like, I never felt that. I loved her. I thought she was so cute. I thought she was hilarious. I thought she was, like, great in the moments where she was serious or mad or sad or what. Like, I thought she was very well done. So, yeah, overall, the readability off the charts. Can't even give it a rating.
Off the charts. Okay, so you kind of teased a fan cast you had for Connor earlier, and I'm dying to know.
Okay, so I kind of have two.
Okay.
One of them is Charlie Hunman when he was, like, young.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yes, like Sons of Anarchy, Charlie Hunman, but like cleaned up, you know? Like, he doesn't 100%. Have, like, scraggly hair and a ponytail. Like, he's, like, he looks, like, good, you know?
100% agree. I actually don't have one because, like I said earlier, I was like, she was so descriptive with these characters and, like, what they looked like and how they acted and their emotions and everything. I, like, made them my own person. Like, I know what Connor looks like in my head, but it's not a celebrity. It's just a extremely attractive salt and pepper Scottish man.
Okay. Yeah. So zero fan cast, really.
No fan cast. I literally think he's his own person. Like, if I need to scour the internet for somebody, honestly. You know who Maya is? Okay, this is so niche. This is so niche. Okay, so there's this show on Apple TV called The Buccaneers. And there is, I don't know what her actress name is. She plays Lizzie in The Buccaneers. And Maya is her 145,000,000%. Look her up right now.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Wait, who am I looking at? Yeah.
You are the Buccaneers Lizzie. This is Maya to a T. If they didn't cast her, insane.
Buccaneers Lizzie. Oh, yeah, Lizzie Elmsworth.
No, her name in the show is Lizzie. I don't know what her actress name is.
Oh, okay. Well, I can totally see this. That's honestly a very good casting.
Oh, her actress name is Aubrey Ibrag.
She's beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh my god, she's so hot in this show. But that is, okay, another one for you. Actually, this is all coming to me. Did you ever see this?
The number one fan cast.
The CW show, The Legacies? And it's based off of, it's the originals. It's all Vampire Diaries spin-offs. And Phoebe Tonkin.
I've never heard of this person.
The fans know. Phoebe Tonkin. Look her up.
Tonkin, let's see. Oh, she's so pretty. I see your first one more than Phoebe Tonkin, but I see where you're going.
Lizzie from the Buccaneers, Aubrey Ibrag, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you dress amazing, your body's stunning, and you are Maya from Problematic Summer Romance.
You have a stunning body. Congrats. Honestly, those are great fan casts. That's really good. I'm seeing a lot of your Maya? Random. I don't know that I have a good one now.
Okay, so you know what the internet is saying for Connor?
Who?
Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey.
No. Yeah. He's too old. He's way too old. Absolutely not.
What about Callum Turner, who's dating Dua Lipa?
No, too young. He can't pull off 38. There's no way.
Too old? How old is Jamie Dornan? This episode
is too old.
This episode is sponsored by Google because that is all we're doing right now.
I know. I'm just looking at these people.
Jamie Dornan
is no, that can't happen.
Jamie Dornan's 43.
You know who could play Connor?
Who?
Is our man from Poldark.
Oh, yes, that man is incredibly attractive. He's so hot. He has... Oh, Aiden Turner! It says swoon.com.
Aiden Turner.
Yeah, swoon.com. Problematic Summer Romance Cast. Aiden Turner.
Aiden Turner. I could so see that, actually. Like, that is perfect. That is actually so good. Like, he could pull that off so well. That would, oh my god, that would make my entire life.
Oh, and this website also is saying that my Buccaneers casting is correct as well. So this website is true. Swoon.com.
So swoon.com is the new Google.
Honestly, Allie, put us on your casting because we are...
Allie, call us. Call us when they make a movie out of this because we know that they will. If there's one thing that's going to happen is there's going to be an adaptation of this book.
I'm so far into my limoncello spritz that I'm having to move the garnish to the side to get to the bottom.
I've literally been inhaling mint for the last 10 minutes. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. We have realized that ratings and reviews are actually a very important job that needs to be done for our podcast, for our YouTube, for all the things. So if you wouldn't mind taking 2 seconds after you listen to this full episode and giving us a review, an honest review. We're not going to force you to give a 5-star review, but if you feel so inclined to give a 5-star review, we would appreciate it.
A 4.3 at least.
That would be great. But in the meantime, who would you recommend this book to, would you say?
If you are looking for the perfect summer vacation, I didn't have enough PTO, I didn't have enough Delta points, but I still want to escape. And I want to feel something new and lusty and romance. This is for you. This will escape you to a coastal Italian climate and a romance that will never be reality.
Couldn't agree more. What would you say your final holistic review of this book is, or your rating of this book is?
4.5 stars.
Wow, that's big time. I was going to give it 4.
I would read this.
It was very good.
I would read this before I would read Emily Henry.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Which, hot take, I guess, for a lot of the internet, so prepare yourselves.
Is it the limoncello spritz, or is it Allie Hazelwood? We will never quite know.
We will never know. But But I guess we'll have to see. Stay tuned. So next week, we'll be interviewing a new author that's on the scene, Becky Jane Fox, who is currently writing your newest romantasy obsession. So we're very, very excited for that. But in the meantime, again, if you can, drop us a rating, drop us a review, drop us any sort of comment, and we would love to see it. We will see you back here, same time, same place. Bring your book boyfriends, bring your blankets, and we'll see you then.
See ya!